In this video, we're going to look at how to solve radical equations. And we're going to go through a step-by-step process and follow it for every single example. So in our first example, we have the square root of x squared plus 5x is equal to 3 minus x. Now we're really lucky because the first step is isolate the radical term on one side of the equation. In other words, get the radical by itself, which is already done for you. So that step is done. The second step is to raise both sides of the equation to a power in order to get rid of the radical. So in this case, we have a square root. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise both sides of the equation to the power of 2 in order to cancel out that square root sign. On the left side, the square root sign is going to cancel out. On the right side here, we need to write this bracket twice and multiply it through. So we have x squared plus 5x. And then on our right side, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times negative x is negative 3x. X times 3, negative 3x again. And then x times x is x squared. So that has been raised to the power of 2. If there's still a radical, there is not still a radical, so that step is done as well. And then we get to the last step, which is solve the equation. So we're going to solve the equation by putting everything with an x on one side and all of the numbers on the other side. But let's simplify this a little bit first. So we have x squared plus 5x is equal to 9. Negative 3x minus 3x is equal to negative 6x. And then we are adding x squared to that. Bringing all the x's over, then we have x squared plus 5x. When we bring the negative 6x over, it's going to turn into a positive 6x. When we bring the x squared over, it's going to turn into a negative x squared. And this is equal to 9. The x squared and the negative x squared are going to cancel each other out, giving us 11x is equal to 9. And we divide both sides by 11, giving us x is equal to 9 over 11. Let's look at our next example here. So we have x squared minus 16 is equal to 3. Once again, first step is done for you, which is awesome. Second step, we're going to square both sides. So we have x squared minus 16. This is getting squared, and the 3 is getting squared as well. X squared minus 16 squared is just x squared minus 16. 3 squared is 9. So step 2 is done here. We don't have to do step 3, so we just have to solve this equation. We're going to bring the 16 over to the other side by adding 16 to both sides. That is going to give us x squared is equal to 25. And then to solve this, we can actually square root both sides. But just remember that the square root of 25 is going to give you two values for x. You can get x is equal to positive 5, but you can also get x is equal to negative 5 and work as well. In our next example here, we actually have two radicals, and it works the exact same way. So the radicals are isolated. There's one on each side. Awesome. We're going to raise both sides of the equation to the power of 2. And that's just going to get rid of these radicals. So x plus 2 square root squared is equal to the square root of 2x minus 9 squared. So squaring a radical is going to get rid of it. We have x plus 2 is equal to 2x minus 9. And then we can go ahead. So step 2 is done now. Step 3 isn't necessary. We can go ahead and solve this equation. We're going to bring the x's to one side and we're going to bring the numbers to one side. So I am going to bring the x's to my right side to keep everything positive and my numbers to my left side, which means we're going to add a 9 to both sides and we're going to minus an x. That's going to leave us with a 2 plus 9 on our right side and a 2x minus x on our left side, which is going to give us final answer of x is equal to 11. And then in our last example, this is actually a cubed root. So when we are doing this, we are going to cube both sides. So the cubed root of 2x minus 14, we're going to cube it, is equal to 2 to the power of 3. That's going to get rid of the cubed root on our left side. And on our right side, 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 8. We're then going to add 14 to both sides. So we get 2x is equal to 22. And then when we divide both sides by 2, we get a final answer of x is equal to 11.